Okay, we're back. Gonna play some more of Hilda in Blood Omens Stone Shards. Hey, when we ended the last episode, I'm still not used to it being panned out this far. It's throwing me off, seeing so much. But anyways, 1 second. My music's a little loud. It's distracting me a little bit from the game. Okay, whoop. I accidentally went inside of I think that's his house. In the last episode, we geared up to get ready to do the dungeon. Got some food that we need to prepare, though. Let's check our recipes real... you can't check them here. Let's go to the cooking pot. We'll check the recipes. I want to see what meat recipes we have. Because we got meat skewer. Yeah. Until I pick up some recipes. Do I have any money? No, I do not. We can just do the meat skewer. Which, let me pluck one of these. Ooh, right. Yeah, so we found out last episode when I was picking up herbs that the survival, we have the resourcefulness unlocked right off the bat. So it allows us to harvest things doubly, and I think it's the same when you pluck, you have a chance of it too, I believe. Let me read it real quick. Double the amount, no. Allows butchering to harvest pelts and grants 50% chance to collect special trophies from some animals. I think, actually, it might just be because there is actually 2 drumsticks on a bird, but I've had times where I pluck a bird and I only get 1, so maybe it's a roll based on whether or not you get it. So, what do we need for these skewers? Sorry, I know we need sticks, and I think we need mushrooms. Stick or vegetable. Okay, so we can grab 2 more mushroom or vegetable, and there should be. Is there a forest? Yeah, there's a forest tile below us. We'll just quickly deal with that. Okay. So I'll do stick, mushroom, veg, meat. Okay. Stick, mushroom, veg, meat. And then we got 2 extra meat, which I'll hold on for now because we have 2 days for it to get spoiled. And we can always just cook it at the last moment if we need to. Otherwise we can make some more skewers. And I will eat one right now because we were at about 16, 17, 18-ish%. Okay, we will head on out now, I believe, to the dungeon. So we're gonna have to go pick up the starting quest. Hey, how's it going? Stolen shipment. Alright, so we've gotten nearly 4 levels. We still have a skill point we could invest in something. We're mostly relying on range stuff. We do have spears. Impaling lunge. This makes me close the gap, right? No, it's just a strike that can hit up to 2 squares away. Okay, well, we'll hold on to this talent for now. Sorry, I was just kind of reading things over. Wasn't saying much out loud. Yeah, we'll head on to the dungeon. It would have been nice to grab one more sword so we could complete the quest, but just gonna have to deal with what we get. I guess if I pick up some more veg on the way to the dungeon. How much we have on stones? I can grab a couple more. Perfect. If we get a couple more veg before we get to the dungeon, we can make these in the skewers as well. Or I could just make some lentil soup too. We have plenty of food. Might want to be patient with it then. We might be able to find a recipe inside of the dungeon. There is a chance for them to be found in bookshelves. I'm surprised I didn't explore these tiles when we were exploring yesterday. I guess I skirted around. Yeah. I guess this was one of the tiles I didn't hit. Okay. So we already dispatched the bandits standing outside. I'll make both the meats and the skewers. How long do these last? 3 days? Yeah. Actually, yeah. We'll do it. I'm gonna free up some inventory space. Why not? Probably we'll have to end up nomming on some of that by the time we get out of the dungeon, but for now we will just do this. Oops. Always forget about not clicking on things when I'm playing a range build. Okay, that could be sold because it is above the durability. Okay. I have alerted those guys. Being a little too noisy. Luckily I didn't step on that. Okay. So we are definitely looking for a sword. It doesn't matter what quality it is. Okay, it's a storage key dungeon. I didn't even see what the quest was that we picked up. should have noticed the quest in the corner, but I'm not used to the interface being this big. Okay, we'll heal up a bit. This is why I always like bringing a ton of medical supplies, because it's fairly easy to get damaged. Did this get nerfed recently? I must have got nerfed this patch. Could have sworn these had higher durability on them. Could have sworn it was 6 before. Ooh, accidentally almost triggered that trap. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even notice that light was in the way. I think he's hitting me harder, but we'll just do this for now. Well, at least it was just a net trap. Get hit by rocks. I'm wondering if that's to do with the new AI stuff. The fact that he's moving back and forth. I think this is a mistake in its AI thing. I think it's registering that I have a shot loaded up and it's trying to avoid me. But it's not even avoiding me because it's not stepping out of my range. And then it's ending up messing up its own take aim by moving. Which is working for me. But I'm pretty sure that that is a mistake. So the homemade sword is one of the other swords that we can trade in. Instead of the other ones that we have, the battle cleavers. And I should be using my search ability more. Search surroundings. Is this the one from earlier? No. We definitely need to up our damage on our sling though, because it is definitely not doing a whole lot of damage quickly. Okay, another storage key. Okay, we get a herbal extract to replace the one that we use. We will spec another point into strength. And I will drink some water because we're getting a bit thirsty. Got a bit of leg damage. Heal that up. I think it's the first time I haven't seen an enemy. And he's seen me, and it's probably because I was standing in the light of the torch. Okay. That's all the keys. So technically we have the quest complete. But we obviously still have the boss room that we can do. I'm gonna end up eating another skewer. We're kind of light on loot at the moment. Okay. This is not the boss room, but it could be attached to the boss room. Okay, here's the storage room, so we can use the keys on it right now. Just so that we have it open, but we'll come back and grab all the equipment in here. I think this is part of the quest reward, is the shipment tools, yeah. What else is in here? Just seeing if there's any potential upgrades. There's a pot. Silver plate's going to be worth a decent amount of money. There isn't a whole much... Yeah, there isn't really much for valuable loot. I'll probably take the pot with us. And the shipment tools, unfortunately, take up a large space in our inventory, but we need it to turn in the quest, so... Okay, I'm getting plenty of food, but that is kind of the shake of doing a bandit dungeon, is usually there is a surplus of food inside of it. And we found their kitchen. So I can maybe turn some of this into a dish. What do we got? We can make a salad of some kind. Leek, which we do not have, but we do have carrot and beet. Oh, but there was a leek in the other room. Other containers in here? No. I'm gonna quickly grab the leek in here and we'll make a salad with that. Okay, root salad. Don't think I ever make this recipe because it's hard to get these materials without, you know, getting them in the dungeon or buying them from a vendor, and I rather just scavenge. I just rather scavenge most of my food so I don't have to spend any money on it. But the salads are good for building up immunity, so that's good. So this will complete the quest, but we're looking for the boss room now. This should be a rather small dungeon. Because usually the first time that you do the very first dungeon in the game, it ends up being a little bit smaller than the other times that you will do this exact same dungeon later on, because the dungeons slowly upgrade the more times you do them over and over again. Okay. So it's neat seeing the lighting effects coming in hand. We already saw it once with the torch here, and I accidentally destroyed the torch down here by throwing rocks at it. Because the light source was in the way of the enemy I was trying to attack. Okay, there's the boss. I wish we could have ambushed him instead of letting him get pacing on us. But we should be okay. good enough. Okay, what's the war club? Yeah, it's pretty damaged. Not dealing with that. We could pick up more swords, maybe. Let's merge coinage. I'll also eat the salad. Sure, why not? Reorganize a little bit. Okay, so okay, good. I'm gonna have to pick that open. Potato. So it looks like you might have to bring torches into dungeons, depending. Or just be very careful with light sources. You can pull the torches off the walls and stuff. This is good, even though we're going to probably get... I think we get one after doing the brewery quest, but we can do this one earlier, and... oh yeah, that's lucky. Why did we have to get that now? Okay. I might have to come back for this. That means I'm gonna maybe have to take multiple treks out of this dungeon. Because that's gonna take up a significant size of our inventory, and also the tools that we have to bring back are gonna also take up a huge chunk. And then we also have this to explore too. I mean, it's going to be a good payout, at least, but... Okay, that's decent money, and it also doesn't take up much inventory space. And we can stick some of this stuff in here. I totally forgot. There's the... I don't know if this was in the original, but I think they made it so that treasure can be socketed in these slots now. Not sure what patch that came through on, but it is cool. Lumberjack axe. No. Crossbow. Okay, an armory is pretty much looted. Okay, we trigger a sound trap. So we have the grain in here that we need to get. And we still have this east side door to check. Money. Okay. A large piece of cloth. Don't want the large plates. Cloth we can use to repair something. Boots. Helmet. Boots are leather, I guess. Helmet's not damaged enough. Jeez, I'm just dodging traps left and right. So we got heroism, which is one of the good mood effects that you get from your morale being high, I believe. Yeah, pretty sure it's a morale buff that you get while you're in combat. Has a chance to trigger. I think there also are some parameters behind it. Having your sanity as well, so, and not just your morale. Maybe we'll go deal with that archer in a moment. He's just gonna run off. He ran off far, eh? Okay, nothing here. Okay. So we need to, for sure, we're gonna get the silver plate for sure. This takes up, yeah, a large chunk of the inventory. So we're gonna have to figure out about that. Didn't bust that open. Okay, there is a decent amount of stuff we can come back for. Luckily this counts as a plate, so I can stick food in it. So I can free up some of our inventory space by making some salads. We got tomato, garlic, onion, leek, or seaweed. We got onion, and then vegetable. We can just check in this. We can do it again. Tomato, onion. Perfect. Merge here. Potato, potato, mushroom, mushroom. Well, I don't know if we're gonna be able to make that. But we will see. So I think we can replenish here. Okay, I got some more here. Hey, I think I grabbed the pot here, and then we're gonna lug this stuff out. Whoops. Okay. Bowl. No. Okay, we're gonna move this stuff back to base. How much time do we have on the quest? 3 days. That's what I thought. Okay. Take out the two-handed bandit first, if we can. Perfect. Okay, stone. I think I need to pick up some more stones. We probably lost a couple. Where are we at? Yeah, we've lost a significant amount of stones. And a rabbit up there. Fortunately, we don't have any meat recipes at the moment. Okay. We're at the mill. Moving along down the road. So we're gonna have to go back to the dungeon to grab the quest item as well as the grain. And the grain is good because it's one of the tradable I think we're gonna maybe get another grain for doing the brewery quest. I believe you get another grain from that, but I can't recall. It might just be a carton of liquor. I can't remember. But they're considered trade goods, but the grain is especially useful because there's also a you need 2 copies of that particular material to okay, let's hand in this quest real quick. Let me finish my thought on the other thing first. You need 2 of the grains as upgrades for the caravan, one of them being the chicken coop needs grains, and I believe the messenger pigeons also require grains, but I could be wrong on that. Do you have any work for me? Deal. I've finished your task. So yeah, you can trade the brandy that we had in our inventory for this unidentified amulet. He always has it, and I think it has random stats on it, which could hypothetically be better than our amulet, but we would need to get it identified, so until we can get an identification scroll, we will just hold on to that for now. I'll stick this in here, and then I think this is going to sell for more. Let's take these 3 swords. Let's stick this in here as well. We'll hold on to this sword. And we can put the horseshoe in here. Oh yeah, right. Forgot that the trophies can be sacrificed. 2 max energy. Didn't we started with deer antlers at the beginning of the game, right? Yeah, and I ended up selling them. I don't think I care too much about max energy. We haven't had any energy problems. I'm probably not going to be wearing heavy armor. Potentially, I might. I could do a heavy armor build with a sling, I guess. But probably not. If we're playing a pure range build, we probably don't want to. Maybe energy will be a problem later, but I think we'll just sell the deer antlers for now instead of imbuing our bone charm trophy with it. We can put the piece of cloth in here for now too. Actually, I'll just use it to repair our hood. Save us a little bit of money. We could maybe store some of the veg for now too. We're gonna want to eat this at some point. This is being sold. These are getting handed in for the quest. We're gonna need more medical supplies for sure. Still good on lockpicks. Okay. Into town. Okay. So this is gonna be sold to the general goods guy. I should have probably brought the sword anyways. Whatever. We're gonna want to sell that sword. Okay, so you have any work for me? Deal. I finished your task. There, it gives the 150 gold, giving you 50 gold per sword, which is a huge chunk of change this early in the game. Really good early in quest to get completed. Pretty easy to get completed. You can just kill bandits, they'll potentially drop swords, and then you can send them in. So at some point we're going to want to buy these lead balls, I believe. Or do we want... Maybe we won't want the sling bullets. Lead shots are better for status conditions. I don't know which one we're going to be wanting more. But we'll just quickly drink. Oh, I'll also eat so that we can sell this. Usually later on in the game I like holding on to some of the decorative plates just for the fun of it. Just so that when I'm in camp I can eat out of them just for the novelty of it. But definitely in the early game we're going to be selling it and using the large amount of cash you get from it to our advantage. Gonna buy some more medical supplies. We'll get back up to 6. We don't need a splint. We're pretty good on bandages at the moment. We could maybe consider getting an antitoxin, but I think I will just grab this rope recipe while we're here. I could grab that, but it's pretty early 38 whatever gold. We inspect it, we learn the recipe, and then you can resell the recipe back to the general goods vendor. Not all recipes can be sold to him, but a majority of them can. They don't give you a whole lot of gold back for them, but you know, every little bit of gold in the early game is welcome. So we're gonna head back to the dungeon and pick up the stuff we left inside of it. The quest item and the wheat grain, I guess. I don't know what the specific item's called. And we'll probably hold on to the grain. I could sell it because we could definitely use the early money, but getting the chicken coop upgrade for the caravan can be very useful, as well as the pigeon. Messenger pigeon can also be pretty useful as well for moving the caravan around. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we're gonna have to not pick up vegetables on the way around. Usually I spend time picking up vegetables while I'm running around, but we're gonna be using up all the space in our inventory, sadly. Okay, just one more tile. Alright. Back to the dungeon. Alright, sorry, just checking on something real quick. Okay, so we need... Oh yeah, we also have some bottles of oil that we could probably ship out as well, if we have room. I don't think we will, though. So we need this for sure, and it's taken up, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately we're a little, because I'm going to need 2 more slots. So we're going to have to eat one of these kebabs. And that'll be enough room to get the sack of grain out of here as well. Have to be a little bit careful. Did we check this bookshelf? Looks like we did. How about this one? Yeah, it's a disenchantment scroll. Those aren't really worth anything. Okay, I think we're good. We're just gonna sneak on over here, grab the sack of grain, boom, off we go. This early in the game, I'm not the fan of going in and out of dungeons and lugging stuff out. I was way back in the day when you could reset dungeons, because that was the whole early game, was that you just kept farming the first dungeon over and over again until you got into a great position to kind of snowball out of the early game. But the game was quite punishing back then, so it was kind of a necessary evil in the game to actually exploit that mechanic. It's a little less challenging in the early game. I think the developer did a pretty good job tuning down the encounters a little bit in the early game, but it's definitely still pretty punishing. Especially if you're playing a melee character, because there's a lot less room for error when you're forced to fight people in close combat. Okay. Almost back to town. Now, the question is if I'm going to want to. I don't think I'm going to have the space to do it because we already got this grain. Sometimes I like doing a full circuit of the dungeons at the bat of the game, because you don't have to complete all 3 dungeons that are around the town. 1, 2, 3. But you usually want to do a circuit of dungeons just so that they all kind of reset around the same time. So if you're doing quest hopping, where you're just hopping from city to city, then they'll all respawn at the same rate, and so once the town's quests are available, they'll all be available. But I don't think I'll have the luxury of being able to do that this time, because we got this sack of grain and I'm wanting to keep it. I'm not going to have enough inventory space inside of the chest in town to hold all the potential stuff that I'm going to potentially want to hold on to. So, yeah, we can pick up the next quest, because there's not a time limit, I don't think. And even if there is, I don't care, because we can get it done pretty easily. Fate of the Brewery. Yeah, it's not a timed request. He just wants it done. Okay, so now we get some good money now. Fortunately, it's getting pretty close to nighttime, so I don't think I'll have enough time to do a full shop, but we can try to get as much done as we can. So he won't buy this. Why? Is it? I'm confused. I'm assuming it's because this town doesn't buy grain because it's so close to the mill, but I'm not sure. We'll do you. Oops. You. Let's pair up all our metal stuff. That's gems. I don't need to do that. Well, actually, do I? Yeah, I do, actually. It's gonna get damaged. I think they've made it so... I don't think this happened before, but they made it so skinning damages the dagger, I guess. That's interesting. Okay. Good to know. Okay, I don't think we have anything made of wood. I think we established that in the last playthrough, so everything else is going to be repaired via this guy, including the sling. Okay, we got another sling that's up 1 tier level now, and we do have money to buy it if we would want to. And I feel like we might want to because it's a sizable upgrade. Stun chance, which is good. Significantly higher stagger chance. Lower crit rate, but I don't think we care about that too terribly much. Higher body part damage and higher armor penetration. And more base damage. But we also have a hunting sling. That is a tier 2. It's got stagger chance on it. Lower stagger chance. Has the crit chance. I guess that's the difference between the hunting one and the not hunting one. But I think we want the militia staff sling. And I think I'm willing to do that. Just on the principle that weapon damage is good to have. Okay. We'll just continue throwing rocks at the moment. We'll switch to the other ammunition at some point. Okay, medical supplies, we're fine. We still have our lockpicks. I'm gonna put this drain in the inn. Okay, it's nighttime now. No more buying and selling from vendors. Okay. We got plenty of food. This stuff can just hang out here for now. We're gonna need to buy a room for the night just so that we can save. And now we will work on dealing with... One second, need a cough. Oh, yeah. Now we can go off, deal with the bandits that are pestering the brew. Yeah, I need to work on getting my immunity up. Okay, so this is the brewery square. So, okay, he's coming to engage with me, but we're gonna mess with him before he can get the conversation off. I guess not. It's a fight, come get it. Now, the problem is, I think once he engages with you, I think the other guy's aggro, yeah, they're coming. So what we're gonna do is cheese this a little bit because I don't want to fight all of them at once. Because they are quite deadly. They all have weapon attacks. And, yeah, they're just annoying. I would rather just reset the fight. Be a little bit cheesy. I don't want to have to die and then have to run back trying to fight them, let's say, more legitimately. When I could just stealthily take them out one at a time. So one of them spawns right here. Okay, the other ones are coming. This one's the more dangerous of the bunch, though. Okay, we will continue to kite him close to the edge of the map. We'll finish him off, because I think he's low on health, right? Yeah, he's at 40%. Okay. And then we'll continue to do the cheese strats. I'll just wait for them to reset. Because if you go back on the tile immediately, they won't have reset. So we're just going to do a little loop-de-loop like this. Go back down. And then cut back up. We should be pretty close to the next level after doing this. I'm going to have to be careful though, because the sun's probably going to rise pretty soon after we're done dealing with this area. And the problem with that hey, there's 3 more of them. But I think they didn't see me. Makeshift axe. It's quite dark here at night. Definitely changes the dichotomy of how the game's played. Where is the other one? I know there's one right here. Getting beaten up a little bit. Let's heal up a little. Okay, that's one. Still waiting on this one. Jeez, so dark. Can I? Good, good. That's all the bandits taken care of. Okay, we have extra rocks. So now there's a chance for the residents to return, I think, when the daytime happens, so we're gonna have to be quick, because I've had a problem when they first patched this in. Yeah, we get another sack of green. I'll just grab all this. We're just gonna do all the looting that isn't considered stealing that we can, and then we're gonna head back to town. I think you need a ladle for one of the upgrades, but we'll hold off for now. Just gonna quickly check upstairs. I don't want any of that. We can get charcoal elsewhere. One last place to check is we're gonna check the house real quick, because the very first time they patched in with the Arcanist, I got stuck, and luckily I was playing the Arcanist, so I was able to just reposition myself I don't really care about these. Let's take these instead. Yeah, see, they just popped in. I had this issue where they popped in and she got me stuck in the corner here. I don't think this is considered stealing because you're allowed to loot everything in here because it's considered owned by the bandits until some point. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird bug that once you've, or I don't know if it's a bug, but it's a new thing that came in with the Arcanist patch. Arcanist. I don't know. It's called something else in the tree. Yeah, Arcanist. Sorry. Yeah, the Arcanist tree got added, and then I've noticed that those NPCs will spawn in after you've taken out of the bandits at a certain time of the day. And I got stuck in the corner, and I was able to get out because I could swap positions, but I did technically deal damage to the girl, so she was trying to beat me up as I was running away. And it would be cool if the development team figured out a way to fix that, because I could see a new player doing the same thing I did and getting stuck and not having a choice but to kill her. So okay, we're gonna move back to town. We're gonna hand in the quest, which will allow us the ability to go to Orsbrook, or no, from Orsbrook to Bran, and then we can do the rest of the quests revolving around getting the caravan unlocked. Okay, about the brewery, I've cleared it out. Yeah, room. Yeah, we can merge this. Cloth is damaged enough that we can use this. I'm gonna pick the pot back up. Let's get the silver ring. We can equip that. And these don't sell for much, so we'll just do that. Actually, let's eat this. Pick the cone back up. I'll just leave the pouch on the ground. It only sells for like 2-3 gold. That isn't that big of a deal. Alright, we'll sell off the candelabrum. I guess you can use it as a light source now, because I notice it has a durability on it. Interesting. Okay, we could sell some of these things off. I want to sell this. Strangely enough, I can't sell the food here. So maybe that's stuff I just can't pawn off. Yeah, they won't buy it. Maybe the tavern will buy it. Nope. Hey, maybe we... I'll hold on to the flour, but maybe we just toss the hops on the ground. Okay. We'll sell the thread at the tailor. Hold on the nails for now too. Okay, so we're going to the tailor next. Okay, fully repair. It's a little damaged, whatever. I missed doing that. Sell the thread here. Just seeing if there's any upgrades we can quickly grab. I would like to get a new pair of boots, but I think that these boots, yeah, they're both tier 1 boots, so we're wanting to go up a tier if we can. We could grab the gambeson, but I'll hold off on that for now. We could grab the hood too. That is probably a pretty sizable upgrade. Yeah, we'll grab the hood. And we'll have plenty of cash to play around with at the next town, as well as we're going to want to get some of the cavern upgrades, and regardless you're going to need to spend some money on them, no matter how well you do at grabbing a handful of the reagents and stuff for it. Okay. We definitely want to also stock up on some medical supplies. Got that. I could get another bandage, but we also need to make room for our sack of grain that we're going to have to put in here. So I might leave the pot in the town. Oh, he actually buys the hops. Okay, we can sell the hops to you. Perfect. Okay. There is one more, like, prospect that I need to think about doing, which is going up to the mill, because the guy has a recipe there. And I think I might want to grab that before we head out. I will quickly just stick the grain that we currently have upstairs for a moment. Did I grab a pot already? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, we just have an extra one then. Okay, we'll put the pot in here. I'll just stick this stuff in here as well. I'm gonna have to pull the food out. Okay, let's make something to eat then. I'll eat this as well. We'll grab potatoes last. Okay, we'll get the beet. We'll do this. We'll make a salad out of that. Yeah. Okay. Salad making time. Was the root? No. We could do a root salad if we had a leek, but we do not. We're gonna make this. It's a beet, garlic, and then we'll use the carrot. Okay, I'll go quickly run over to the mill just to grab, I believe it's a meat recipe, which is very important because the only meat recipe we have at the moment is the skewer, which isn't bad, but we're definitely going to want a broth-based meat recipe, which I believe that this recipe is. There's another good meat recipe that spawns in this town, but you need to be a high enough reputation with the Orsbrook faction, which you have to do a bunch of the dungeons over and over again to be able to get your rep high enough to actually purchase that. Okay. You got a recipe for us? Yep. Okay, Dayteller stew, that's the one we definitely want. And then we'll hold on to it and sell it to the general goods vendor just to get a little chunk of change back. Now, this is the we're gonna have to eventually come back here because one of the upgrades for the or a handful of the upgrades for the caravan requires straw, and this place has an abundance of straw just lying around on the ground. So that's usually where I get all my free straw from. But I'm not going to pick it up now because we're not going to have room. We're going to have to come back for it. I think most of the beds require the straw as the ingredient, and I think a couple of the horse upgrades require straw. Okay. Sell this. Oh, cool. He's got some of the higher tier stuff on him. Don't think we're going to end up using any of it, though. Yeah, is this a better torch? Or is this the same torch? I think this is the same torch, yeah. It's interesting that you can use the candles. Or fill a candle into a lantern. Nice. Okay, so you can carry around lanterns with you, which is pretty cool. Okay. I should actually check this hunter guy, right? Is he still here? Yeah, because he's going to have more bear fat. Which we could purchase, and I was thinking maybe you would have it. Yeah, because we could purchase this and get some more weapon damage. I think I can stack the effects. And it's only 30 gold, so even if it doesn't work, it's not like it'll be a huge loss. So let's go ahead and do that. Because I know you can have up to 3, yeah, it says 3, that says different bonuses. Oops. Should have read that first, I guess. I guess we'll just have some bear fat. It has immunity on it, right? Yeah. I'll just eat it now. Why not? Guess I should have read the item before I purchased it. Oh well, 30 gold is a pretty big hit, but whatever. It'll help get our immunity up, which is good. Let's stick this here. I would like to bring the pot along with us, but we don't really have room for it. So we're gonna have to come back here. This... I guess we should take this with us. Or we can identify it. And sell it. No, we'll hold on. We'll leave it here. We'll come back for some of this stuff. We want to take the stuff that's going to expire, so we'll take the cheese. This will probably expire by the time we come back, so maybe we'll stick this back in here. This doesn't expire, this doesn't expire. We'll grab both of our food that expires. And now we will get ready to move along to the next town. So as I said, normally I would hang out at this town and finish doing the other 2 dungeons, but we're not going to have enough chest space with these 2 sacks of grain to accommodate the potential things that we find in the dungeon. So I'm going to go get the caravan first, and then I might consider moving the caravan all the way back to the starter town, because I don't know if we're going to be powerful enough to do the dungeons in the second town that's just north of here. Okay, we level up for discovery. He's gonna say, well, I'm gonna meet you in town at the inn, and we're gonna meet him at the town in a bit. We get to 15 strength. I can now consider maybe speccing my points elsewhere, but I could just keep putting them into strength and trying to up our damage just purely through strength. Usually I like going perception if I'm playing a range build, but maybe we just rely on raw power. Alright, there's a couple things that happen when we come into this town. I'm gonna eat this cheese, because we're gonna need an inventory space, because as soon as we come in, they go, hey, you know, you're new to the town, blah blah blah. Here's a little pamphlet thing that lets you know some stuff, yada yada. I'm gonna read it. I don't know if you can sell this letter to The vendor, I'm gonna check. This guy's the general goods. No, you can't. So we'll just stick that on the ground. Okay. Am I level 5 now, or 4? I'm level 5. I think it's 10 that we get everything down one. Ranged weapon, yeah, it's 10. Okay. I might consider dropping some points somewhere at some points. Okay, what do we have stuff to do in this city. We have to do the main quest and get the caravan ready to go. Sacks of grain, we got food. We can also check for item upgrades, potentially. I have a little bit of money to play with. So I'm going to just quickly check the Dark Elf guy. Okay, he doesn't have any of the equipment on him yet. We're going to have to get our rep up a little bit with the town, I think, before they start selling actual equipment. Okay, we're going to head on down to some of the other districts. I do have, I think, a couple old coins on me, but not enough. Oh, and I totally forgot I have extra little doodads in here, too. We can sell those at the jeweler right here, as well as get our pendant repaired. Hey, did they change something, or is it nighttime? Did they change this? Used to be able to buy and sell from this guy. Huh. They must have changed that. Just last patch, or this patch, sorry. Unless I'm just not here at the right time, because it could be nighttime. But yeah, maybe it just turned nighttime because the vendors are moving. Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking that doesn't make any sense, but okay, we're good. Okay, we should be good. I do need some inventory space because we do need to inspect some things in our inventory to get this quest complete, but he's gonna bust on into the place because his buddy's not home. Interesting. It's cool that the candles actually do something now. Okay. And then there's a hidden thing in the bookshelf that you can click on to open the door to get to the basement. Okay, we got the first part of the journal upstairs. I think the last 3 parts are downstairs. Okay. As I said, you should always read every paper or book you find because it does give you a little chunk of XP when you do it. Okay, we're gonna need to make some room, unfortunately. Which means I'm gonna have to probably drop this plate for now. And also, I'll put the potato in here as well. just a couple things in the room you have to inspect. And then you get the dialogue. And then you just click through it. So I'm not much of a lore guy, so that completes the quest. And we will head on out and meet him at the caravan now. There's also a little like side quest you can do with this guy, but you have to have some alcohol on you, which you can grab inside of the house. The moonshine that's in there, he'll take that. But I don't think you get anything. I don't think you get any XP for doing it, and you don't get any items or anything. It's just extra storyline dialogue if you're interested in that kind of stuff. This is a new cool shop they added in the last patch. There is a time limit on completing the quest for it, but currently it's not active because the note's on the door. But you do have a limited amount of time once the... One second. Just hearing weird noises. Oh, the door note gives you XP too. You do have a limited amount of time once the guy is standing outside the front of the door to get the quest completed. I don't know what triggers the quest failure, but you do have a short time to complete the quest, and I think it only triggers, at least from the wiki, I think it only triggers once you hit level 10 that he appears in the town. I just don't know what the parameters around him failing, or you failing the quest with him. It might be you entering and leaving the city a certain amount of times, I don't know. Or a certain amount of days after you hit level 10. I have no clue, but we're heading over to the caravan. And before Bran goes on his spiel about what we need to do, I'll just store some of this stuff, because we're going to want to keep that. I'm going to keep the potion. This will get sold with this stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have our plate anymore, but it is what it is. Okay, we will continue this part of the quest. I wonder if there's new upgrades to the caravan that was added with the blood omens. Oh yeah, let's see here. Okay, this is still locked. Okay, we do have the different church because we're the dwarf. Doesn't look like there's anything new. Okay. Okay. So he's given us a new quest to go to Manshire, which is basically the forcing us to go to the next quest area, as well as kind of teaching us how to move the caravan. And I don't think we want to stay here. I could consider selling my junk and then trying to look for some upgrades at, you know, I might actually do that. Let's see. Sleep till morning. What do we need for this? Caravan, roll, rope, spool of thread, which we sold, unfortunately, and the straw. That's where all the straw is required. So this is where we start having to collect things. Luckily we have the grain for the pigeons as well as the grain for the chicken coop. And buckets pretty easy to grab. There's always a bunch of them lying around in random dungeons and outside of dungeons and stuff. And you can steal the ones that are by the well if you really need a bucket. I think there's also buckets here if you really need them. Because there's a couple cool stuff there. We will put this letter in here for now, because I think you need it in your inventory when you talk to the guy. We got the starting fodder to move the caravan. It's a little bit more annoying to collect fodder than it was when the patch originally released, because they did decrease the amount of fodder that is made from herbs by half. But they also, I think they also made it so that it takes less fodder to move the caravan, so I think it just was scaled down a little bit. But I find it's less worth it to run around and gather the fodder than it is to just have the gold and purchase some in town when you need it. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit more XP from reading this. You don't look like the well, you have some boots, but they're expensive. Yeah, you don't really have anything that I want. This is just gonna go on the ground. Hey, we're gonna check the docks real quick. See if the I don't know if he's a dwarf or if he's just a human Northlander. But I think he's supposed to be a Viking of some kind. Okay, we get the Dark Elf vendor. Sometimes they have some pretty good stuff. Okay, this one's just selling food stuff and drugs and stuff. And some valuables. So this one's not going to be very useful to us, but we can quickly check this general goods guy, see if he has anything cool. Doesn't look like it. Okay. I'm gonna quickly go see if the gem vendors... I just want to check, because we went in there and we were having a bit of an issue buying from him, but I think it was just because it turned nighttime just as we got in the shop, so I think that was the reason why he wasn't selling any. Yeah. Good, good, good. Okay, we'll sell this to you. I should have sold that to the general goods vendor. We can pull out this and this. Sell this to him. We can repair our amulet while we're here. And I don't think we want to grab any of these rings. I mean, we're definitely probably going to want more silver rings at some point, but we'll just hold on to these for now. We could consider grabbing this. No. Is it this? No, we want the one that looks like a crossbow. Has an amulet that looks like a crossbow. That one works well for ranged. We could consider... We'll check this general goods vendor too, and we'll sell the hourglass while we're there, and then we'll also just quickly drop into the bank and sell these 10 old coins. We'll go up to this guy, sell him the hourglass. Okay, these are the boots I might want to grab while we're here. There's the amulet that we would potentially want. Ours at least has accuracy on it and dodge chance, so we'd only be gaining 1 accuracy and then the slightly less fumble chance. That's not a big deal. It's more of a side grade. And there's a cool little lantern. This is a new item. Candle lantern can be ignited faster to the belt. Ooh, you can fasten it to the belt. So you can have a light source that you don't have to hold in your hand. That's cool. That might be worth purchasing then. But we have to refuel it with candles, which we could get, because I'm assuming the church will have candles for sale. Well, you don't need that recipe. I never ever end up picking this one up usually, because gluttons are such a late game enemy to be fighting. But I think we'll grab the boots, because they'll be a pretty huge upgrade from the ones we currently have. And then I'm considering this. You know what? Sure, why not? It's helpful. I'm assuming if I fasten it, though, it's going to light it, so I don't want to do that. I'll hold it in the inventory. That's for casters. Okay. Cool new stuff to look at. I got, what, 200? We might want to hold on, but I'll just quickly check the bookshop just to see what books he has. And how much they cost. What would we want? We would want range 2. Yeah, that's way too expensive. Yeah, I think we'll just do it naturally. We got 5 more levels, right? Yeah. We'll just naturally hit 10. Also, you can unlock them by having the right stats in, so we should be pretty close, possibly. No, we need perception. This one unlocks with strength. Yeah, we might have to just wait for yeah, this one's gonna unlock with strength. We might just have to wait till level 10 to unlock the line, unless we find a book, which would be cool. There's a well over here by the church, so I will just quickly drink out of that. Okay. Now, it's gonna want us to go to... Is it Manshire? To get the quest complete. But I might also consider to go to Manshire and then just hang out, do some scouting possibly around Manshire, and then move the caravan back to the very starting town so that we can finish up doing the last 2 dungeons that we didn't get complete there, as well as snag up all the straw at the mill and grab the pot and such stuff from the chest that we left back there, as well as the nails and horseshoe or whatever that we left there as well. But I think I'll do a little bit of a shorter stream today. How do we move this again? I forget. Oh yeah, is it? No, it's not that. It's, oh yeah, you have to talk to, we have to talk to you. Time to hit the road. Alright, let's move here. Just so that we can unlock a little bit of the map. Normally I don't stick the caravan here, but we have a little bit of a forest outskirt tile. Okay. I think it'll be a little bit of a shorter stream today. I think I started a little bit after 6 and it's 8. But we got a decent amount of stuff done. We got the dungeon completed. We got the main storyline done. We got our caravan unlocked. I guess I forgot to mention, we took back the brewery. So I think we got a decent chunk of stuff done. I would have liked to maybe gotten 1 or 2 extra dungeons done, or at least another dungeon done. But yeah, I think I'm good to call it here for now. So next time we will probably do a little bit of map exploration, but we have to be a little bit careful because the stuff that spawns in this area is a little bit higher level. So I'm probably just going to cut up here and try to explore most of this. We will turn in the old contract quest here, but I don't think we will work on doing any of the dungeons in this town until we've gone back to the starting town and finished off doing these 2 dungeons. And then by the time we finish doing these 2 dungeons, maybe this dungeon will have reset and we can do it again. And then maybe I might stay up here a little bit and hit up some of these outskirt question marks. Even though pretty sure they were kind of dangerous stuff, but we should be mostly well equipped afterwards. And I might also do a little outskirt scouting here and here, as well as in I think my last playthrough I was playing an archer build, some kind of hunting build. I did a little bit of an incursion over here and snuck up to a higher level world dungeon that was here and peeked my head in it and showed how you can get some very late game armor just by peeking your head in those dungeons. So I might try to do something similar. Not next episode probably, but the one following that, where I'll actually have time to go over there and do that. But anyways, I'll be calling it for tonight. If you watch at the end, then go and have a great day.